Good morning, students. Now we have come to the end of this particular chapter, heights and distances. In the previous sessions also I worked out some problems. In today's class I am working out some more problems and concluding the chapter. Now let us look at the first problem. A person at the top of a hill. So a person is standing on a hill, on the top of a hill. Observes that the angles of depression of two consecutive kilometer stones on a road. You might have observed on the road, no, for each kilometer there would be a stone, and on the stone the number would be specified, 14 kilometer, 15 kilometer, like that. So two consecutive, what do you mean by consecutive? One comes after the other, that is one immediately after the other. On a road leading to the foot of the hill. That tells that we are considering the same horizontal line. That is the meaning of that one. And in the same vertical plane containing the position of the observer. So the same plane we are considering. The person is standing on the top of a hill and he is observing 2 kilometer consecutive, that too. Consecutive means one after another. Consecutive kilometer stones on the road, all of them are in the same vertical plane. And the angles of depressions have been observed as 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Then you have to find the height of the hill. So this is the problem. First I have read the problem, let me write it. Now this is the hill. Let me take AB to be the hill. Now because the observer is at a higher level, that is on the top of that one, you just take this as the horizontal line. Now on the ground, here there is 1 kilometer, this is one stone and this is another stone. So C and D are the positions of the kilometer stones here. Now first let me join A to D. A to D. Now this angle is 60 degrees. Then join A to C. So he observes D, he observes C, both of them are, so here this would be equal to 60 degrees. I told you in one of the earlier problems, the alternate angle, so this would be 30 degrees and this would be 60 degrees. Now, this is according to the data. What has to be calculated? The height of the hill has to be calculated. Let me take it as H. Now, what is the other thing that is given? Of course, the distance BC is also not known to us. We are not interested in finding that also. What are C and D? They are two consecutive kilometer stones. So, what would be the distance between them? Consecutive means it is only 1 kilometer. You certainly will observe when we travel. See, for each kilometer there would be a stone. On that one it would be marked. Suppose we are going from Mysore to Bangalore, the distance 24 kilometer, 25, like that. Consecutive means one after another. So the distance between C and D is 1 kilometer, one I have written there. What is that? We have to calculate the height of the hill has to be calculated. Now let me explain that one. Now let AB be the hill. And I have denoted that to be equal to H. C and D are kilometer stones. Kilometer stones. Now given, what are the data here? CD equal to 1 kilometer and the angles. Angle ADB is equal to 30 degrees and angle ACB is equal to 60 degrees. You need not give the explanation that there are alternate angles, all those things, but figure should be correct. So it is evident from the figure. When you write 30, this would be 30. When you write 60, it would be 60. There are alternate angles that need not be specified in the explanation part. So what has to be calculated now? X we are not interested, okay? Though we have denoted X, no? Let BC be equal to X and we have to find out H. So right, to find H, that is the height of the hill. That's what we have to calculate. Look here, How many triangles are there? There are two right angle triangles. One is ABC, the other one is ABD. Let us consider one by one. The order is not important. Any one you can consider. First, let me take the first triangle ABC. From the triangle ABC, look at this angle 60. 60 means for that angle, AB is the opposite side, BC is the adjacent side. So let me consider the tan ratio. Tan of angle ACB, that would be equal to opposite over the adjacent side. Now the angle ACB is given to be 60 degrees. Tan 60 degrees equal to H divided by X. We are interested in finding H here and write the actual value. Tan 60, as you know, is root 3 would be equal to H divided by X. That implies that X can be written as H by root of 3. Take it as result 1. Because in the next step we have to eliminate X, because we are not interested in finding the value of X. We are interested in finding the value of H. Now what is the next triangle that we have to consider? The bigger triangle, that is triangle ABD. Forget about the middle line. Consider the bigger triangle. From the triangle ABD, consider tan of ADB. Tan of ADB. So when you take the bigger triangle, for this angle 30, AB is the opposite side and BD is the adjacent side. That is AB divided by BD. Now let me write the actual value of angle. That is tan of 30 degrees and AB. What is AB? It is H. And BD, look at the figure. It can be split into two parts. That is BC plus CD. Now H you write as it is. What is BC? BC has been denoted as X. And what is CD? It is the distance between two consecutive kilometer stones and whose value is given to be 1. Now tan 30. What's the value of tan 30? Again it is a standard value. 1 by root 3 equal to H divided by X plus 1. Let me cross multiply. That is X plus 1 into 1 is X plus 1. That is equal to H into root 3. Now go to the first result. X can be eliminated using that one. What is X here? X can be written as H by root 3 plus 1. That is equal to H root 3. You have to quote it here which result you are using from the first result. So here X was we are not interested in finding X here. So we have eliminated using the first result. Now it's only H is the unknown quantity which can be calculated. So right now it is H divided by root of 3 plus 1 is equal to H into root of 3. Now H is unknown quantity here and there. Let us take both the term onto the same side. Now keeping 1 on the left hand side, shift it to the right hand side. H root 3 minus H by root of 3. Take out the common factor, that is H. What is remaining? Root 3 minus 1 by root 3. It's nothing but the arithmetical calculation. You have to take the LCM. LCM being root 3, because here the denominator is 1. So root 3 into root 3, 3 minus 1, and this would be equal to 2. So we have H into 2 divided by root of 3. Now that is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to H into 2 by root of 3. So how do you find the value of H now? Now taking or cross multiplying, we can write it as H would be equal to root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2, because the distance is given in terms of kilometer. So what is the value of that one? It would be equal to root 3. You need not calculate the exact value of root 3. It's 1 point something. You need not write that one. It is only you write the number as it is, but write the answer in sentence. Therefore write the height of the hill. height of the hill. Height of the hill is equal to root 3 by 2 kilometers. Because the unit was given in terms of kilometer stones we had considered, so the answer should be written as root 3 by 2 kilometers. Suppose they had asked the exact value, in that case, no, the exact value of root 3 should be written, then you have to do the simplification. But on the problems of heights and distances, usually they don't ask that one. So if you get this number, you can stop there. So you can write the answer in sentence. The height of the hill is equal to root of the square root of 3 divided by 2, so many kilometers. So here it's very important to read the problem correctly, then understand what is given, draw the figure according to that one, and then write the explanation, then do the calculation. Now, in the next problem, we are considering the angle of elevation. Angle of elevation means the observer would be at the lower level and something at above him will be observed here. Now let me move on to the next problem. The angle of elevation, the angle of elevation of a tower, from a point on the ground, is 30 degrees. So a person is standing on the ground and a tower has been observed. The angle of elevation is seen to be 30 degrees. At a point on the horizontal line, passing through the foot of the tower, and 100 meters nearer it, the angle of elevation is found to be 60 degrees. Find the height of the tower. Find the height of the tower and the distance of the first point from the tower. First point from the tower. Now, this problem, one extra calculation you have to do here. Now, read the problem and let us see how to analyze and how to find the value. Now, there is a tower. The angle of elevation of a tower from a point on the ground is seen to be 30 degrees. So there is a tower, a person is standing on the ground, he is observing the top of the tower, the angle of elevation is found to be 30 degrees. Now, at a point on the horizontal line, that is the same horizontal line as which the tower is standing there, passing through the foot of the tower and 100 meters nearer it. That means that he moves towards the tower. He was standing at a particular point, he moves towards the tower. How much? 100 meters he moves, and again he observes the top of the tower. Then he finds that the angle of elevation is 60 degrees. Angle is increased 60 because he has moved towards that one. Then what you have to calculate? The height of the tower as well as the distance of the first point from the tower. Now let me write this one. First let me write the tower. Now AB is the tower. Now draw the horizontal line. So AB is the tower, it is standing on the horizontal here, horizontal line. Now this is the first point of observation. So from this point, when the person observes the top of the tower, what does it see? He sees that the angle of elevation is 30 degrees. 30 degrees. Now, at a point on the horizontal line passing through the foot of the tower and 100 meters nearer. So, he moves towards the tower. Say he comes to the position D, let us consider. Now, from this point, he observes. What is the angle now? This is 60 degrees. So here to here, what's the distance he has covered? 100 meters. So he has covered 100 meters. That means nearer to it means he is moving towards the tower here. Now let the height of the tower be taken as h, and let us take BD to be x here. Now let us see what has to be calculated here. Now height of the tower h has to be calculated. The two angles of elevation have been given. The distance CD is known to be 100. You have to calculate the distance of the first point. What is the first point here? C is the first point. So you have to calculate the distance of the first point from the tower means BC has to be calculated. So we know this angle and this distance. CD is known. So to get BC, you should know x here. So you have to get h as well as x here. First, both of them have to be calculated. In the earlier problems, though one distance we had denoted as x, we had eliminated because we were not interested in finding that distance. But in this problem, the total distance has been asked means even x has to be calculated, then it has to be added to 100, that gives you the total distance of the first point from the tower. H has to be, as usual, the height of the tower has to be calculated. So this is the figure I have drawn. Now let us see how many triangles are there. Again, as usual, we have got here two right angle triangles. One is ABD. Another is ABC. So let us consider one by one. Now, first I will take any one triangle you can consider. First let me explain the figure. Let AB be the tower and take it as H. Next, given, what is given? And what are C and D? So first let me write C and D, then I will write the data. C, first point of observation. First point of observation. First point of observation. D, the second point of observation. Second point of observation. Observation. Okay. Now, and given. Now you write the data. Given CD equal to 100 meters. Angle ACB is equal to 30 degrees. Angle ADB is equal to 60 degrees. And one more thing we have denoted. Let the BC be equal to x. Let the BD be equal to x. BD be equal to x. Now what has to be calculated now? First you have to find the height, that is h has to be calculated. Then the distance BC has to be calculated. So let me write to find. Always it's a good practice. Write the figure, explain the figure, write the data, then what has to be calculated. So to find h and the distance BC. The height h and the distance BC. Now let me consider any one of the two triangles. Let me take the triangle ABD. From the triangle ABD. From the triangle ABD, as usual, consider tan of ADB. Tan of ADB. For that angle, AB is the opposite side, BD is the adjacent side. That is AB divided by BD. Now write the actual value. Tan of 60 degrees equal to, it is H and this is X. So you can write the value. Tan 60 means √3 equal to h by x. Therefore, we can write x to be equal to h by root of 3. Now, take it as the first result. X is equal to h by root of 3. See, in the previous almost all the problems, we had eliminated x. Here we have to find the value of x also. Now, let me come to the other triangle. From the triangle ABC, consider again tan of ACB, here opposite is AB, adjacent is BC. AB divided by BC. But BC is split into two parts here. So tan 30 is equal to AB, you write it as H, BC is BD plus DC. So BD, as you know, we have denoted X here. DC means 100. Therefore, now you can consider on cross multiplication, you can write it as tan 30 is 1 by root 3, that is equal to H divided by X plus 100. Now, on cross multiplication, X plus 100 equal to H root 3. Now, come to the first result. See here, first we will find the x, eliminate x and get the value of h. Then you can find the value of x also. Now, for x now you write it as h by root 3 plus 100 equal to h root 3. You can write it as from the first result. Now, take both the terms containing h on one side. 100 equal to h root 3 minus h by root of 3. Now, take out the common factor and what is remaining? Root 3 minus 1 by root 3. Take the LCM inside the bracket, which is root 3. So, root 3 into root 3, 3 minus 1. So, we are having 100 equal to h into 100 is equal to h into 2 by root of 3. 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 by root of 3. Now again on cross multiplication, h would be equal to 100 into root 3 divided by 2. You cancel. 2 ones are 2 5s are. Therefore, we have h is equal to 50 into root of 3. Now what is h here? It is the height of the tower. Height of the tower has been calculated. But not only this one, we are interested in finding the distance of the first point from the tower here. So h has been calculated. Now come to the result 1. Here we have got the value of h here. Write it here so that you will be getting x also. Now write that one. Substitute the value of h in the first result, that is x would be equal to 50 into root of 3 divided by root 3. Root 3 is cancelled, therefore it is 50. So h is 50 into root of 3 and x is 50. Now there are two results, so write them in proper sentence. What is the first thing that we have to calculate? The first one is the height of the tower. The height of the tower, that would be equal to what's the value that we got? 50 into root of 3. That is 50 into root of 3 meters. Then distance of first point from the tower. Distance of first point from the tower. What was the distance we had considered actually? That was BC. BC was BD plus DC. Now BD was denoted as x plus 100. What is the value of x here? 50 plus 100, that is equal to 150 meters. So these are the two quantities which we were asked to find out. So what did we get here? the distance of the first point from the tower was equal to 150 meters, and height of the tower has been calculated like that, that is 50 into root of 3 meters. So you have to always, after getting the value, whatever value has been asked in the problem, you have to write the answer in proper sentence. It is a little bit lengthy problem. So because in all the earlier problems, almost all of them, only one quantity, either the height of the hill or tower was asked, or the distance, the horizontal distance. Here both of them have been asked, so you have to try, you have to get both the answers and write the answer properly. Now let's move on to the next problem. In the next problem, let us see what would be the data and what has to be calculated. A person at the top of a tower, a person at the top of a tower, at the top of a tower, at the top of a tower, 75 feet high, 75 feet high. That means the height of the tower has been given here. A person at the top of a tower 75 feet high observes a vertical pole, observes a vertical pole and finds the angles of depression, finds the angles of depression of the top and bottom of the pole, top and the bottom of the pole to be 30 degrees and 60 degrees respectively. What is our problem now? Find the height of the pole. Find the height of the pole. Find the height of the pole. Now, this is the problem. See here, when the person is above the ground level, means it is always the angle of depression will be given. You have to find out whatever has been asked in the problem. Now let us read the problem and let us see what has to be calculated. Now a person at the top of a tower. Now let us consider AB to be the tower. A person is standing on the top of a tower. Now, which is 75 feet high. It is given in feet, 75 feet high. Observes a vertical pole. So there is a vertical pole here. There is a vertical pole. Now let me take the pole to be CD. So AB is the tower, CD is the pole. A person is standing on the top of the tower and he is observing the top and the bottom of the pole, which is also vertical. Bottom of the pole to be 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Now here let me write this horizontal line, dotted lines. Now write another horizontal line. Now first he observes this one, the top, then he observes the bottom. So this angle is given to be 30 and this is given to be 60. Again I am telling, these are the alternate angles. So this is 30 and this would be 60. So what is given here? The height of the tower has been given. There is a vertical pole standing. So a person standing on the top of a tower observes the top and the bottom of a vertical pole. He finds the angles of depression to be 30 degrees. So this is 30 means this is 30. This is 60 means this is 60, being the alternate angles. The total height is given. That is here this distance is given to be 75, the whole AB. Now CD, you can denote this point to be E, so that there will not be any confusion in the figure. let me denote this point to be E. The total distance is given to be 75 here. Now what has to be calculated? The height of the pole, usually we denote it as H. So when CD is H, EB being equal to that one will also be equal to H. Now this BD, which is equal to EC, if you want you can denote it as X, or you can keep it as it is also, but better you make a notation for that one. So this is the figure which is according to the data I have written here. There is a tower, there is a pole. A person standing on the top of the tower is observing the top of the pole as well as the bottom of the pole. The angles of depression are 30 degrees and 60 degrees. The height of the tower has been given, height of the pole has to be calculated. Now let me explain the figure now. Now let AB be the tower, and it is given, afterwards you write that given, and CD be the pole. So I am taking AB to be the tower and CD to be the pole. Now let me write what is given. Given AB is equal to 75 feet, and then angle ACE equal to 30 degrees, angle ADB equal to 60 degrees. So these are the three parts of the data we are having. What has to be calculated? X, though we have written here, it has to be eliminated. Let me write that one. Let BD be equal to CE be equal to X. I am denoting that as X, which should be eliminated because we are not interested in finding the distance. Sometimes, suppose in the problem they ask you, find the distance of the pole from the tower, then X has to be calculated. Here, because X is not asked here, we will be eliminating in considering both the equations here, both the two results that you will be getting. Now, here, let CD be equal to H. We have to calculate H here. Therefore, according to the figure, BE will also be H. Now what has to be calculated now? To find H, the height of the pole has to be calculated. In the previous problem, we calculated the horizontal distance also. In that case, if that is also asked, now you have to find X, otherwise it is not necessary. Now let me consider, there are two triangles. One is AEC, another one ABD. Any one of them you can consider in the beginning. Now from the triangle ABD, the bigger triangle here, ABD I am considering, consider tan of ADB. Tan of ADB. So for this one, forget about that part, only this part I am considering. Opposite is AB, adjacent is BD. So this would be equal to AB divided by BD. Now here AB has been given as 75 and BD has been denoted as X, and you can angle ADB is given to be 60. That is tan of 60 degrees equal to 75 divided by X. But what is tan 60? That is root 3 equal to 75 by X. That implies that X is equal to 75 divided by root of 3. Now take it as the first result. So here they have not asked to find the value of X here. So in the next step, when we consider the next triangle, that the X would be eliminated. Now let me consider the another triangle. What's the other triangle? The smaller one. Triangle ACE. From the triangle ACE, consider tan of ACE. Here, look, forget about this part. Opposite is AA, adjacent is EC. So AE divided by EC. Now, we don't know the value of AE. Now you can see that it is AB minus BE, because BE we have denoted as H. The total distance AB is given to be 75. So let me split and write that one. It is AB minus EB. AB minus EB, and EC you can write it as EC only, because that has been denoted as X. Now write the value. It is tan of 30 degrees equal to AB means 75, EB which is nothing but CD, that is equal to H, divided by EC has been taken as X. Now write the value. What is tan 30? It is 1 by root 3 equal to 75 minus H divided by X. Now go to the first result, because we have to eliminate X here. X has got the value 75 divided by root 3, or you can cross multiply. It is X by cross multiply like this. X into 1 equal to 75 into root 3 minus H into root 3. I multiplied both the numbers by root 3. So X into 1 is X here. 75 into root 3 minus H into root 3. Now let us replace X using the first result, because we are interested in finding H here. Now write, it is 75 by root 3 is equal to 75 into root 3 minus H into root 3. H into root 3. You can quote the result from 1. Now H is the unknown quantity. You just take it to the left hand side. The sign would be changed to positive. Take this number to the right hand side. So interchanging the terms here, H root 3 would be equal to 75 into root 3 minus 75 divided by root of 3. Now take the common factor. Don't take the LCM as it is. Whenever there is a common factor, better you take that outside, so that the remaining calculation would be easier. Now do the arithmetical calculation, for which the LCM should be taken. LCM is root 3. Root 3 into root 3, 3 minus 1. So we have here H into root 3. H into root 3 would be equal to 75. H into root 3 would be equal to 75 into 2 divided by root of 3. 2 divided by root of 3. So what has to be done now? This root 3 on the left hand side should be shifted to the right hand side, because it is multiplied, it goes to the denominator position. That is, H would be equal to 75 divided by root 3 into 2 by root 3. This 2 by root 3 I am writing as it is. What is root 3 into root 3? That becomes 3. So it is 75 into 2 divided by 3. You can clearly see that from 3 by 3 you can divide. 3 2s are 3, 2, 3 5s. That is 25, 3 is 75. That is H is equal to 25 into 2. How much is that one? It is 50. It is 50. So what does the H stand for? It stands for the height of the tower, height of the pole here. Height of the tower had been given, which was 75 feet. Now here the unit is feet. Therefore the height of the pole you have to write it as 50 feet. Finally you write the answer in sentence. That is, therefore you write the height of the pole. The height of the pole is equal to 50 feet. Suppose they had asked you to find the value of X also, then X value had got to be 75 by root 3, that can be written. Distance between the pole and the tower is equal to so many feet. But they have not asked in that one. So whatever answer is asked in that one, you have to write. Otherwise, from the first result, directly you are getting the value of X here. So that need not be written. If it is asked in the problem, you have to express that one. Now, this completes all the problems on the chapter heights and distances. So while giving the introduction, I had mentioned that in trigonometry there are two chapters. One chapter is about heights and distances. The second chapter would be on compound angles, multiple submultiple angles, transformation formula, etc. So this completes the first chapter of trigonometry. In the coming session, next session, I will be starting the next chapter of trigonometry, in which we will be considering all these angles which I mentioned just now. Thank you.